What's up, guys? Your boy Sully the Great One back at it again with Ryan,
the expert.
Czar.
The expert.
Nah,
yeah,
maybe. The guy on 4chan is the expert.
Yeah, that's true.
So Ryan, let's get into this new fan theory that pretty much just came back after 4 months. There was some plot leak about 4 months ago that went into a little bit of detail of what the movie's going to be about, and now all of a sudden over the holiday break it's been getting some more attention. There's been some new updates and some additional leaked information that now is pretty much saying that this 4chan thread that was started way back in August is actually the plot of the movie. So without further ado,
let's give it a go.
Let's go.
Stephen Strange is met by the Living Tribunal on a strange dimension. The Living Tribunal claim that there is a great threat and they need to fix it.
So all this promotional artwork recently showed, like in the back of the toy box, there was always a greater foe, and they always were talking about it. Now, a lot of these items are starting to be put together, and the Living Tribunal could be talking about Kang the Conqueror, which is something we'll get in a little bit more detail further on.
Yeah, for those who don't know who the Living Tribunal is, he's a big dog. I wonder if they'll do the 4 faces.
I want them to, too. I want it to, like, spin. Just showing the head like they did Dormammu, and then just switch it.
Yeah, and there was rumors also of Doctor Strange talking to a big ball of green that they essentially were going to CGI edit some huge higher power onto it, which would be perfect for, Living Tribunal. Ant-Man wakes up in the past, meets Hank Pym, a young Hank Pym, and they end up helping the Avengers in the Battle of New York, so Avengers won.
Ant-Man, when he leaves the quantum realm, he travels back in time to the events before Avengers 1 and runs into Hank Pym there.
Yeah, so I'm under the impression that he's actually there for a while. There's actually, I think they'll play comically on it, like he'll be like asleep and he'll wake up or something, because Ant-Man's hilarious. And this is also confirmed by, I think we mentioned this in a previous video, but there's these set photos of Ant-Man in the Battle of New York, and they had these weird things on their hands. So I think this is also confirming that. And it'll also talk about it in the dimension theory that we talked about.
The sling ring, right?
The sling ring, They're called sling rings. That's going around right now. Alright, so Captain America, Thor meet up with Captain Marvel and Hela in Hell. Well, Asgardian Hell, so it has one L, not double H hockey stick.
Not double H hockey stick.
And they raise an army of undead Asgardians to avenge the snap victims. So I'm assuming that there might be a lot of snap victims there as well. Space dust victims.
Which makes sense because they did that before in Thor Ragnarok, where Hela raised an army of dead Asgardians.
And it was awesome. Hela's one of the great points of this universe.
And she's super powerful, so I mean it makes sense. Like they're gonna have some unlikely allies, which they've also mentioned before in a lot of this promotional stuff. So a lot of this stuff is starting to tie in together.
Yeah, really. This whole rumor thing ties into everybody. So it's either it or is it really, really well thought out rumor. Yeah. Also, apparently Hela was in Avengers Infinity War doing something kind of like this, but they cut her out of it due to time restraints. So there's definitely some verification there. All right, so next line. Bruce Banner and Nat meet up with Clint, now Ronin. Stark and Nebula arrive on the scene and greet them. Rocket and Nebula share a moment. So a lot going on there. That confirms the set photos. And in the trailer that we have seen, we do see Ronin, so that's for sure. Ronin's a much darker version of Hawkeye.
And he's in Japan in the trailer, killing off people.
Killing off the Japanese mob.
So, that means... So that could be a little bit in the future too, but I don't know for sure. But the reason why he's killing is because his family has probably died from the snap.
So and also Rocket and Nebula are the only Guardians left, I think. That's why they share a moment.
Correct.
Yeah, I think. All right, so now we're going to pan to New York. Thor and Loki are about to blast off. This is like the end of Avengers 1 scene. They are met by Eternity, who claims something happens in the future and then explains the Thanos snap.
So when at the end of Avengers 1, all the Avengers meet up with Thor and Loki, who Loki's got his mouth guard on, he's locked up, and they're holding the Tesseract, and they pick it up together and they turn, and since right now the Bifrost is not there at this time, so they use the Tesseract to teleport. The Tesseract, as we know in the future, becomes is one of the Infinity Stones. So it started making sense where Eternity, who
Yeah.
We'll get into that a little bit later on in the future.
Yeah, but this scene is that scene you just described. Yeah. All right, so next line. Pan to Doctor Strange meeting another version of Thanos and Captain Marvel. I guess, and then it says Captain Marvel doesn't do anything, but doesn't alliterate on that, so I don't know what.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just showing a passive version of Captain Marvel.
Yeah, and this was part of the piece that was exposed back in August, where they mentioned along the same line that she doesn't do anything.
Yeah, yeah.
For the first hour or so of the movie.
Yeah. All right, so cut to another scene. This is like completely different. Crossbones, which he's been confirmed, is attacking Captain America, Sam, and Bucky. Baron Mordo, which if you don't know who that is, he's a sorcerer that was a nice sorcerer that taught Strange, and now it's evil sorcerer.
And Doctor Strange, he's the gentleman that has the staff of the Living Tribunal.
Yeah.
And at the end of Doctor Strange's credits, he says he wants to pretty much kill off all the sorcerers.
Yeah, yeah. So he's helping Crossbones, and they're getting the upper hand until Rescue saves them both. And Rescue is actually
Pepper Potts.
Oh, yeah.
So earlier, we showed a couple of shots of Pepper Potts in a couple other videos where she looks like she's wearing rescue armor, which is what Tony makes for her. It's like Iron Man armor, but not 100% anyway. Then they're saying that she rescues them with that armor, which is, again, tying in all the recent leaks after this August plot leak. This information, and that's why this is coming back up now, because everything is tying in.
This rumor just fits so well together. So it's either really well thought or there is some truth to it.
Yeah.
All right, and then Doctor Strange and Thanos start working together to fix the time continuum and stop present Thanos. All right, so next, Strange and Thanos meet the Red Skull. Gamora is with them, so there has to be some Soul Stone stuff going on there. She blames Thanos for everything. Red Skull claims someone else is using the stones for an evil that's never been seen before in any universe. That's including the snapping. So that's saying even worse than killing off every other person.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Hence why the Living Tribunal is deciding to join up into this this arc. Next, Hulk tries to use the Gauntlet to undo the snap, and apparently it makes the universe even worse off.
Yeah, and
he just doesn't know how to use it.
In the process, he also loses his arm, which would then
I'm getting there.
He loses his arm and merges to Professor Hawk. So that means he can't transfer back to Bruce Banner. It means he's losing his arm, which he does in the comics, and now he's becoming that Professor Hawk, the final version of the Incredible Hulk, which we all know and love, which is kind of pretty interesting.
Yeah. All right. Doctor Strange finds the second Gauntlet with Hulk still attached to it. Hulk is passed out.
Interesting.
They all meet up with the version of Captain America and rescue. Thanos decides to try to take the Gauntlet for himself. I guess the Thanos that's supposed to be the good Thanos.
Yeah.
Another huge battle ensues. Things are going bad, but then Thor, Loki, Hela, and Odin all show up and kick Thanos out. Just beat him up. So all the Asgardians are like, yo, this stops now.
Yeah.
All the good ones are all the ones we know and love.
Yeah.
All right. Captain Marvel claims something is off. Everyone claims something is off in this. Army of Ultrons come out of nowhere, led by Hank Pym, to try and get the Gauntlet. So there's all these just people, like Asgardians are coming to try to get the Gauntlet, Thanos is trying to take the Gauntlet, and now Hank Pym is trying to take the Gauntlet. So there's some serious time jumps going on here.
Yeah, it comes down to the Gauntlet being the prized possession in the entire universe, which it pretty much is. I mean, everybody wants it.
Yeah, yeah. And this all confirms the theories that we talked about in that other video where Tony keeps time traveling, and all these other dimensions get built up from it. It's because here we go again. Antman appears coming back from the past again, so another timeline. This time he does have flashbacks, and some of the dimensions are overlapping, and we assume that this is happening because he keeps using the quantum realm to travel.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. All right, so he goes to the Avengers headquarters, and and then this is the scene that we see in the trailer, where he's knocking on the door.
Okay.
Yeah, and Captain America's like, "Who's that?"
Yeah.
And is this a recording? But no, it's actually him from the past again. All right. Odin uses the Gauntlet, so he gets the Gauntlet from Hulk, and he rectifies everything. Everything's fixed. He fixes time and space.
Okay.
So everything that Hulk messed up, Asgardians come, Odin fixes it. Tony Stark is in space. This is the trailer scene where he's sending a message to Pepper and he's headed towards nothingness. This is another timeline because Nebula's not with him this time. So this time he left without Nebula.
Yeah.
Okay. Avengers meet up with Captain Marvel, who knows something is off, and decides to go meet up with the Living Tribunal because she knows who he is, and she is with Doctor Strange at the time. So they both decide to go talk to the Living Tribunal. Spider-Man hugs Tony, but senses something is wrong. So I guess we'll zoom into...
This is
the turning point.
This is the turning point. This is like, all right, now the real villain shows up. So Spider-Man, when he hugs Tony,
yes,
he gets his spider senses tingling moment, and anytime that happens means there's danger, there's fear, there's
something really, really wrong.
Something wrong.
So he's hugging Tony, and he's getting that same feeling when Thanos invaded Earth.
Yep.
So remember, everything's fixed right now because Odin fixed it.
Yeah.
But hugs Tony, gets freaked out. Strange and Captain Marvel meet up with the big guy. The big guy being Stan Lee. Stan Lee's worked in... This is his cameo in this movie. He's the Beyonder. He says something about death and being a true hero. Apparently it's a super emotional moment because we all know. Yeah. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Stan Lee. R.I.P. brother.
Tony Starks, and it's revealed in this moment, or I think Strange figures it out. There's two Tony Starks from different timelines. One of those is... Stark is actually Eternity. Or Eternity has merged somehow with Tony Stark's mind. So, something funny is going on.
So think about it, like, to put it in layman's terms, it's not Tony Stark's actual body, but say his spirit. His spirit has merged into one timeline as Eternity.
Yeah. And then
who's the other Tony?
Well, no, I think the other Tony is Tony. Okay. Because later on you'll see why.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so apparently in this timeline, Tony and his Milano, the ship kept going, and I guess he just passed out and died, whatever, I don't know. Celestials pick him up, and they give him the power to undo the snap. So Tony becomes really powerful here. He becomes immortal from the Celestials, and now he has the ability to kind of he doesn't have to conform to the rules of physics, I guess. This is the bad Tony, for sure, because so what he does, he goes back in time to stop him becoming a hero and to stop all the heroes that follow behind him. So he's eliminating the Age of Heroes because the Age of Heroes, the cost is too high. Too many people die. Literally every other person dies in his timeline.
Yeah.
So that's big.
Yeah. That's really big.
Stark becomes known as Kang the Conqueror. So this is confirming all the things that you mentioned. So Kang, if you guys don't know, time-traveling guru, really a big-time villain, and hated across the universe. So that's Tony.
Yeah. And Tony, that's why we see just Tony Stark in a lot of the clips and leaked images of him traveling back in time with the other Avengers, because that's not actual Iron Man. That is Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah, one of these timelines is Kang the Conqueror. And so what's happening, he's going back, stopping the Age of Heroes. In the process of doing that, he's destroying the space-time continuum. So even the big baddies big baddies and goods are like, what's going on? Something's not working. Time and space are not working together anymore. Okay? At this point, Kang the Conqueror, or Stark, is attacked by Crossbones and Mordo. And they have Ronin with them, and Captain Marvel, and the Agent One. They got a talented crowd. Alright, they're trying to resurrect Thanos, which just blows my mind. Because Thanos is dead. And try to get Thanos' help to end the Kang plans. All the characters in the MCU are versing Kang the Conqueror. And in the notes it says, you thought the Thanos fight was amazing? You just wait. It was so hard to do the logistics of getting 40 people in a room at once. So this is it. This all comes down. And they're all fighting Tony. Who would have thought? Odin teaming up with Rescue, Captain Marvel, the original Wasp, and they end up throwing a blast that rips time and space. So that seems like a problem. Captain America finds out there's only one way to stop Kang, and Doctor Strange agrees that they have to kill the original Tony Stark. Vision and Antman end up getting the stones from Kang. All the powerful characters get a stone. So this is kind of like playing off the Illuminati. You know how the Illuminati divide the stones up when they I can't remember what.
But didn't the Illuminati one who wasn't their leader, Tony Stark?
Yeah. And then there's also like Namor and Black Panther in it. But anyway, so what happens is Odin gets the reality gem, Hank Pym gets the Mind Gem. The Ancient One gets the Time Gem. Quill gets the Power Stone. Captain Marvel gets the Space Stone. And Strange gets the Soul Stone, which makes sense to me. Pepper tells Steve she has a kid or child. She's with child. Spider-Man has a cute moment with Groot. That's comic relief. And Odin, this is Odin, thinks Doctor Strange a mortal man. That's crazy.
So what about post-credits scenes?
All right, so this is part 4. This is part 4.
So now, in the August 25th release, there was only one of these credit scenes released. And this is why this 4chan post started up again, because now there's a little bit more. So there's 2 more, so there's a total of 3 end credit scenes?
3 end credit scenes and a 4th end credit giveaway, I guess.
Okay.
All right, so end credit scene number 1. Remember, these are rumors. So you got Claw, the Black Panther villain, the guy that like loves vibranium, Crossbones, Mordo, Loki. They're all like walking forward and meet up with a hooded figure. The figure, you don't really hear him that well, but he says that he requires the Infinity Stones. And then he turns around and you see that it's actually Ultron that was sent into space. So that's a crazy moment. He's got all these villains together to help him, you know, kind of like he used Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver.
Yeah.
But now he's got a much stronger crew. All right, so that's right after the initial credits. And then mid-credits, the Living Tribunal and the Celestials are all judging Thanos, because that's what Living Tribunal does in the comics. And then there's a voice that says, everyone needs to stop. We're all being blind to the real threat. And then this note says Keanu Reeves appears as Adam Warlock, which would be awesome. But some people are saying that it's actually going to be Hugh Jackman because of the whole leak.
Yeah, but that doesn't make any sense. What is he going to... And there's no way the Wolverine is going to show up to talk to the Living Tribunal and things.
Well, they're saying that he's not going to be Wolverine. He's going to actually be Adam Warlock. He was casted as Adam Warlock. Hugh Jackman.
That would be terrible.
Yeah, I think he's a little old for it. I love Hugh Jackman.
There's been a lot of talks of Keanu Reeves as Wolverine recently.
Yeah.
So maybe it's because someone knows that Keanu Reeves is working on a project with Marvel, and it's...
Yeah. So what we'll just say is that Adam Warlock says that. We'll just say Keanu Reeves is like rumor within a side of rumor.
Yeah. I mean, Keanu Reeves has the hair for it.
Yeah, he sure does. He's got that, he got that face. He got that Matrix vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, Adam Warlock is like the Jesus of the MCU. So.
Yeah.
And he kind of was the Jesus of the Matrix universe, too.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
He already knows how to play the role.
Yeah. All right, and the last one, Peter Parker finds out someone stole something from Iron Man and is going after this mysterious character.
Which is Mysterio and Far From Home.
Exactly, which we assume. And then the last thing, the last thing says there's a photo at the very end of all the characters saying a farewell to Stan Lee.
That is pretty cool.
That's awesome.
It's pretty cool. So, this is the end of Phase 3, and the beginning, these end credits are the beginning of Phase 4, technically, and then Far From Home is going to be the first full movie of Phase 4, which comes out July 5th, 2019.
I don't know that.
It does.
Oh, wow.
I just did a video. It's going to be like right. Actually, let's do it over here. Right over there.
Over here?
Guys, make sure you click that thumbs up and click on that subscribe button and ring those bell notifications. We appreciate all the love and support. More to come. Later, guys.